How's it going, data dogs? It's me, your friendly neighborhood data scientist, Andrew here, as well as Professor Meatball, that's my mentor, and a PH doctorate from the University of Cornell. He is here to help you guys walk through exactly what is going on with Palantir. It is down another 2%. It is a tricky stock to understand, but is it undervalued? Is it going to go to the moon soon? We are not only going to do a technical analysis of this stock from the micro to the macro to bullish to bearish to everything you must know about this stock at the moment, but we're also going to do a bit of sentiment analysis here using Swaggy Stocks as well as a corpus of articles and comments and sentiment from Wall Street Bets, understanding that Palantir right now is number 2, only slightly marginal to GameStop, which is making a big resurgence after deep effing values announcement last Friday, as well as understanding what the ticker price means in relationship to the actual comment volume and a little bit of DD on why Palantir is going to the moon inevitably. It's inevitable. But now we are going to look directly at the 30-minute chart for now. We're also going to go into a micro view and look at the 1-minute chart. I've set up some lines of support and resistance. These are just numbers that the price of Palantir has struggled to rise above, which is resistance, or been supported to prevent from falling below, which is support. So we can also look at it from a macro point of view and understand that it is on the long run a bullish trend upward. One of the things we want to note here is that Palantir is a data analytics company, and they have software that is highly sought after, and I am a data scientist, so I have no stake in this company, but I am particularly biased towards companies that use tech as their main bread and butter. But for now, we're looking at these two lines as well. On the group purple here, we have the 200-day exponential moving average that tells us a macro view of the momentum, either bearish or bullish. We also have the blue line, which is the 15-day moving average, a little bit of a micro view of the momentum, and we have the RSI at the bottom, my favorite indicator of relative strength index, whatever it is, either strong in bearish in bullish terms or weak in bearish terms. However, too far below RSI of 30, that means it's oversold, and then too high above an RSI of 70, that is overbought. And now we are going to continue. I've drawn some lines here. We see that the highest level of resistance, the highest the price has ever been able to reach, is $34 and some change. And then a couple of the candle bars that we see up here has actually boosted it all the way up to $45 in the end of January. That is when GME also decided to go skyward, and then we all started to drop downward. That is inevitable. If we start to look at the 30-minute chart, we see that the last time a level of support was achieved was in the beginning of February. We dropped from a sell-off of $39. We tumbled a bit. We tried to catch our breath, but rejected down all the way to the $32, where I put a line right here. We sold sideways a little bit, where the exponential moving average started to meet the 15-day moving average, and then all the way up, baby. A breakout from $31.87 all the way up to a new resistance of 37. This is lower than what we had the resistance that we had before, albeit just by a small margin, but it was enough of an indicator that this stock is not living up to its previous expectation. Then it started to dip below again, past the previous level of support, and now lower and lower, actually moving from $37 all the way to $25 as the new price just a couple of days ago. Now that hit a level of a new low, essentially, a different way of saying it. But if you look at the RSI below, we see that it is oversold twice during that period, which means that people are starting to look. They realize that Palantir is at a steep discount, and they decided to go in. Now, what we focus on here is how did it start to bounce back from this level of support and then meet a new price. So we have the price of Palantir very volatile here. We are normally trying to find bullish pennants or bearish pennants here. It's very difficult to be able to tell what exactly is the momentum of the stock, because as you see on the RSI, it is very difficult to track. It is going up and down a very large amount. It is not a steady stock at all. And when it reached its price high of $30, rejected at that price, a new resistance, it decided to tumble all the way to around the $28 range today. So all of that said, it is not a full picture without understanding a little bit of the sentiment of what exactly is happening. Now, we have talked about swaggy stocks back and forth, but it is a hand-in-hand analysis, just another way to be able to understand exactly how a stock is being treated in the popular perception, and perception is king. Currently, it is just seconds shy of GameStop on Wall Street Bets, and it is slightly marginally more positive in terms of its sentiment. If we go down and understand the relationship of the stock price to the actual sentiment that is spoken about it, we see that there's little correlation here when the stock was talked about very little, but now Palantir is gaining massive traction with the amount of conversation that it currently holds. When the stock dipped to the lowest amount is also where it's associated to have the highest amount of negative sentiment. However, when the sentiment of the entire stock started to die down around the 18th, the stock's price held steady. More people started to turn attention to it, and then more people started to have positive opinions about it. This is now why people are starting to create this DD of where and when and how Palantir is heading towards the moon. Palantir software has proven its value and is highly sought after, but are forgotten and neglected. Prior to lockup explanation, Palantir has signed contracts that are gigantic. These news would have brought the stock to new ATH if not for a lockup expiration fear. It seems that everyone has forgotten how value-adding they are. Those contracts has not changed, and the stock should adjust soon as people eventually see Palantir's true value. The huge variety of applications list Palantir this, Palantir that, UK vaccine rollout success built on NHS determination, IBM Palantir forged partnership in low-code AI data processing space, BP deepens tech ties with Palantir in push for low-carbon future, Rio Tinto and Palantir Technologies signed enterprise deal, right? There's a lot of different partnerships, and perception is king. Strong companies' growth and CEOs' confidence and goal set on long term. In Q4 earnings presentation, Alex Karp started off by saying Palantir's numbers is a lagging indicator of the macro transition that is taking place. The person who understands the business and company the most is in this world is basically telling you to buy the stock as its value is not reflected. He then says that this software is going to be the future. It was a luxury in the past, but was a necessity now. And in the future, as companies emerge as winners using Palantir, Palantir also helps with company transitions. Alex Karp then politely asked short-term investors to F off and diss the Wall Street analysts who doubted Palantir and how Palantir time and time proven itself. Diss the other tech companies who serve Wall Street and thus failed, and also not serving long-term goals and average investors. Basically mentioned confidently on how Palantir is going to strive in the future, which also means moon now in the short term due to how undervalued the price is now. To end off, he mentioned at least 45% revenue growth for the next 5 years, 4 billion revenue or more by 2025 then. And for those who don't know, in Q3, Alex Karp confidently mentioned at least 30% revenue growth, and he delivered 47% growth in Q4. Overlooked, underestimated earnings and report, fake news. This brings me to the next point. They have no idea how media is publishing that Palantir has negative 0.08 EPS, falling short of expectation of 0.02. The true EPS of Palantir is 0.06, 200% beat instead. Anyway, stock employee compensation should not matter when evaluating a growth company. You are evaluating the company's performance and revenue performance. Stock employee compensation is high when the share price is high, and it will be reduced significantly as the employee's compensation contracts expire in the future. The future earning report is going to look insane because since the media and everyone is factoring employee stock compensation now, which is a huge cost, imagine the earnings report with at least 45% revenue growth and reduction of employee stock compensation. We have start of Foundry and Apollo business just the beginning with a lot of potential to spare. So you guys can see this. And this is only the beginning. 8 of the Fortune 100, 12 of the Global 100, and 24 of the Global 300. Anticipated demand in regards to lockup expiration. Everyone was selling off and waiting to buy in at lockup expiration. IBM news got Palantir up $10 to only sell off by $14 despite a good earnings report. Many waited to buy the dip. Bears will say Bears will saying to buy the dips at $10. They missed the last dip at 25. They expect that much more demands will come in. The stock price might be manipulated for a discount value for institutions. Enough said. We see right here, Morgan Stanley downgrade sends Palantir shares sliding. Upgrade price target. Step 3, upgrade price target. Step 4, upgrade price target Mars. Cathie Wood bought twice 66.8 million shares at $30 and $25. It is currently standing at 28. Many only mentioned the second purchase at 25, but Cathie Wood actually also made a huge purchase after the earnings report at $30. She's that confident. So here's the first purchase, 1.5 million, 1.5 million shares, and then 5.2 million shares. Her interview on Palantir after her purchase can't post talk, but arcs Cathie Woods on deep value stocks. The 65-year-old hedge fund manager knows what she's doing. She's the god of investing in the future and disruptive stocks. Don't trust yourself, trust her. All right. Peter Thiel. Elon Musk plus him equals PayPal, blah, blah. His investment never goes wrong. Look at the jockey, not the horse. Okay, that's just a picture of Elon, whose hair looks significantly worse in this picture than it does now. Reversal island on daily chart for reference. Palantir daily chart, bullish island reversal. So this is what we want to see for when the reversal normally happens in a technical analysis. Besides that, other bullish indicators include massive volume on rally, SMA converging indicating a breakout, uptrend RSI crossing, 50 gap down to be filled, weak resistances ahead, weekly chart shows a long lower wick indicating bull, strong buying force and rebound. Palantir was the real meme stock of Wall Street bets. Don't know why people got so offended whenever Palantir is mentioned as a meme stock, but the truth is Palantir really is a meme stock just because Wall Street bets used to make funny memes about Palantir. No, making memes about the company cannot and does not change how good the company and its software is. So, too long did not read. Palantir to the outskirt of the Milky Way. Don't see how the stock can come down. It's a smooth ride from here. Hold tight, buy more, and don't sell a single share until we reach there. There are also bound to be new and exciting contracts in the future. So this is a completely different buy than from GameStop. GameStop was in a economically interesting situation with the overshorted position, but Palantir is sitting on a lot of people that understand the technology, a lot of technology